who's a champion of public education. In a 2015 speech on education, you were pretty blunt, quote, "Government really sucks." And you called the public school system a, quote, "dead end." In order to clarify, you never attended a public school, K-12 school, did you?
Correct.
And your children did not either, correct?
That's correct.
And you've never taught at a K-12 public school, correct?
I've not, but I've mentored in one.
I think education intent is to level the playing field, to give people an opportunity to advance in their lives and reach their goals. But it only comes from one perspective. It comes from a Eurocentric perspective. It doesn't really take into account. It needs to take more into account. You're talking about democracy. Democracy represents all people. And our education system talks about democracy, but it only gives it from one perspective. And that's, like I said, the Eurocentric perspective. It doesn't take into account the Native Americans, people speaking Spanish, African Americans, the different groups that are who need the tool of education to advance. And it gives it the opportunity for equity. That's an interesting question. So I grew up in the civil rights movement, and also what we would like to call the African American Revolution. And so part of that was attacking the system and looking at democracy, because at that point, even less then maybe than now, we were not being represented and the laws were being twisted. And it seems like now the laws are being twisted again to prevent forward motion and movement within the political arena, as far as the president and the new wave of right-wing groups and groups that are, racist, pretty much. And so we wanted to change the education system, and so that's where the Black Studies movement's coming in, and African Studies and Chicano Studies. All that was about coming in and having a voice at the table in the academia, and then from there, being able to use that voice to make changes socially. And so we educated ourselves socially about social issues. Well, I think we grew up in the social issues, but we educated ourselves and came up with a way to present those social issues and then to attack them and then to make changes. Okay, and so I think, like I said, education is a tool for making change as far as politics is concerned. Yeah.
According to a survey conducted of the Skyline Middle College junior and senior classes, we came up with the following results. 51% of students believed 18-year-olds have enough political knowledge to vote, and 49% did not. 82% of students believe that schools should teach politics as a class or a unit within a class. The following response is from a student at Skyline Middle College. I think that politics is a vital topic. It is my firm belief that politics should be taught all 4 years of high school. 1 year is most definitely not enough time to make an educated vote. There are many aspects of politics that one needs to understand when voting. It is my firm belief that oftentimes young people don't vote because of a lack of exposure. When in high school, you get very little exposure to how politics work, and that is a big detriment to young people. Uncertainty creates fear, and fear is oftentimes the thing that stops most people from voting. Also, a lack of information on how to approach political subjects and how to find the proper information on what needs to be voted on. Understanding how the system works takes longer than a year to understand. If we were to learn about our government earlier in life, then the confusion we have now as adults will diminish. If we are able to move history classes around, this could actually be a class. Instead of waiting until sophomore year to begin history, we could just begin in freshman year to allow us to take a politics class our senior year at very least. This would allow us to have a full year or a semester of government our junior year and a semester of politics and econ our senior year. Or this could be a required elective course, like how health is a requirement for graduation. Understanding politics should have the same priority as math or English, because we must be able to navigate our own paths through the never-ending journey of politics.